Ladies and gentlemen, I find this extremely interesting. Just a couple hours ago, I put up this video. Thor Ragnarok CG is better than Justice League Part 3. And look what I noticed. I noticed that I got a lot of responses from Marvel fans. That's right. This guy here, Mumita Srimani, he's a Marvel fan. And then we have another one here, Batmania Returns, Marvel fan. And Michael Jackson, Marvel fan. Did I tell you guys I was kicked out of superheroes? And here's the interesting thing. I just put up one post. It was a post with Thor Ragnarok on top and then Justice League below. And I said, if someone tells you that Thor Ragnarok CG is much better than Justice League, ask them the question, which one of these photos you know has CG behind it? You can see it. And I said, real CG is not the focus. Great CG, that is. And that, believe it or not, a lot of people responded to it. And when I looked back to see if I could get to the superheroes group, no superheroes group. They kicked me out of the group for that. And I'm saying to you, Marvel fans seem to be very protective of Marvel properties. They know they can't respond to what I'm saying is true, so they just kick me out of the group. And I've had this happen a couple times, and I find this very interesting. And very much here again, you say something that seems to be negative about Marvel, and all of a sudden all these Marvel fans come out of nowhere, and they're either attacking you, but they're never addressing the issue that's at hand. Michael Jackson says, you're black and you care about a shit film, Justice League, over Black Panther. Sad. What do you mean? Just because I say that Black Panther CG is improving, but it's not on the level of Justice League, that means I'm sad? It's very partisan. These people are very partisan. And there's no reasoning with them to a certain degree. Batmania Returns. He says, I thought both movies had terrible CG. Now that's a concession. What he's basically saying is, he realizes that the CG of Thor Ragnarok was not great. Everybody's saying Thor Ragnarok had great CG. One person said Guardians of the Galaxy 2 had great CG. It's the best CG he's ever seen. I debunked those things. So he realizes this, but he cannot acknowledge that Thor Ragnarok CG is not better than Justice League. And it's very simple. Justice League has CG in the underwater sea environment, where you see these guys moving, they're breathing underwater, the water's moving, the lights changing everything, so you see the images looking like if they're underwater because the images are moving, etc. And then we have a boom tube under the water. That's very hard to do and make it so realistic looking that you actually accept that Atlantis is a real world. When you see Atlantis, you really believe this world is an underwater world. It's fantastic. So this guy, he knows what I'm saying is true, but he can't acknowledge it. What I want to say to you guys is, if you're speaking from a truthful perspective, speak out. We see in society today, we see the kids speaking out about gun control. We see the Me Too movement where people are now speaking out about people taking advantage of them. We see an environment where black lives do matter. Yeah, all lives matter, but people treat black lives as if they don't matter. And we had Black Lives Matter movement, which is still there. These are important things. And so I want the DCEU fans to respond like the Marvel fans in that protect your brand. Don't just stand there. I'm not saying be partisan. I'm not saying tell lies. I'm not saying name call people. But like what I do, Samuel Otten, Man of Steel Answers, and a ton of other people, please be vocal. Come out of the shadows. Speak up. Grab a platform, whether it's a blog, whether it's YouTube. I asked you guys to do this before with Batman v Superman. That was the first time we really resisted a serious onslaught. Here we were able to stave off this movie not being financially at least viable. That is to say, they made their money back and a little bit of change. If I didn't speak up, trust me, this movie would have gone under. All right? And all I'm saying to you guys is you need to be vocal. You cannot count on just me. You are powerful. You can speak. You have a voice. You don't have to go into the doldrums. You don't have to go into the low of lows like some Marvel fans do. You don't have to name call. You don't have to be like that. But at the same time, when you produce facts and you show, especially when you show people facts, which are true, and they can't disprove, that is how you're able to respond. But you have to respond immediately. Look how immediate, one of the admirable things about Marvel fans, they're immediate to react to anything that they think is adverse to Marvel. That's why people don't take a chance and speak ill about Marvel. And that's good. Now we must do the same for our brand, the DCEU brand. There's lots of people putting out articles out there. Well, counter those things with blogs and articles of your own. Don't wait on people like me and Samuel Arden and Man of Steel Answers and other people to do that for you. You do it. If mainstream media won't support the DCEU, and they're always saying negative things, and these big channels on YouTube, you form a channel. Many little channels trump a big channel. You have a sphere of influence. So use it. Don't just be somebody who makes comments on different people's pages and columns and stuff. No. Form your own channel. Come out the darkness. Let people get to know you. Aquaman's coming next. It's a revolutionary movie. It's the first live action comic book movie or movie in general where we're actually going to see a whole story told undersea, in an undersea environment amongst the creatures of the deep. We don't know much about the underwater environment and the sea. And it looks so real and natural already. So, guys, don't let Aquaman be just bashed by people in the media, mainstream media and so on. No, you get out there and start speaking positive about it. There are all these people blogging and putting up that the DCU is in disarray and blah, blah, blah. Okay, you respond to those things. Don't just respond in the comment section of those clickbaits. Respond by making your own articles based on facts. Your memes based on facts. Don't wait on just certain people to make memes and circulate. Think for yourself. A lot of you are thoughtful. So put it out there. Don't wait for tomorrow. Do it now. You guys have a great one.